he's only going to fight Picasso. Picasso. He's an artist, isn't he?
He is actually. He is a good fighter.
He's not as good as MJ Akhmadaliev. He was last seen doing a little bit of pastel work somewhere, you know, on the canvas, and not the one in the ring. Oh, Picasso. What the fuck? 3 ducks. I mean, this is outrageous. Naoya Inoue, I was going to say disgrace, but it's a bad word. You are disappointing, Naoya Inoue. You are not the fighter that I thought you were. Akhmadaliev is now going to be the WBA champion. You have to fight him again to be undisputed. Fight fans need to wake up. If that...
ここにいるうちの本物のスクールスポーツのために行こうぜベイビーバン手の国は気をつけて、現実になることがありますからね。
The untouchable, True School Sports Empire, and y'all know the rest, man. Now listen, I'm patrolling the streets of Tokyo right now, enjoying my last couple of days and moments here in Japan before I have to go back to America and finally go get a haircut. Now, we're going to continue the long tradition of covering Naoya Monster Inoue here on True School Sports, covering Japanese boxing at the highest level here on True School Sports, the #1 source for Japanese boxing from an American in the whole world, right? So let's talk about it. Naoya Inoue, he beat Yi Jun Kim, and the gravy train keeps rolling. You know, we're looking at fights against potentially Merjan, right? And Picasso. Now they're saying Nick Ball. Also, the impending matches at featherweight with the likes of Angelo Leo, Rafael Espinoza, and Stephen Fulton and or Brandon Figueroa. So that being said, and with that being firmly established here on True School Sports, Eddie Hearn. Gotta talk about Eddie Hearn because he said a mouthful about Inoue. Now, before I get into my points, let me just say and establish that I agree with some of the things Eddie Hearn is saying. Like, I feel like, you know what? And you guys know I don't like Merjan, but now with this whole Sam Goodman thing, I don't think Sam Goodman deserves the fight. In my eyes, he's just as bad as Merjan. He's on the same tier as Merjan from pulling out of 2 Inoue fights and ruining everybody in Japan's Christmas and allowing Inoue to fight, you know, a very overmatched opponent in Yi Jun Kim. So I just I look at Sam and Merjan kind of the same, and I think that really and truthfully, when Eddie Hearn talks about the fact that Inoue should fight Merjan, and that he is avoiding Merjan, like part of me does agree with that, like, because Inoue is not trying to rush the featherweight. So if you're not rushing the featherweight, really and truthfully, the only fight remaining that is worth any sort of damn at all is Merjan versus Inoue, right? So that's one side of the equation. The other side of the equation that Eddie Hearn doesn't see is that part of the reason why Merjan is in this predicament in the first place is his own damn fault. And I'm going to tell you guys why it's his fault. It's Eddie Hearn's fault that Merjan is in this predicament because Merjan was only boxing once a year. You only kept Merjan boxing once a year. Now, I don't know if it was just Eddie or if it was his manager, Vadim, or if it was both of them. But regardless, like, Merjan not boxing often and not staying active and not, you know, showing more... a higher amount of dominant performances, that's what's really hurting him. Because if you're not active in boxing, if you're not being seen and you're not performing at a high level, you don't have no market value, right? And Merjan doesn't really have any market value to speak of because he doesn't box often. And we only really know about him or care about him because he is Inoue's mandatory. So it looks like he's just been comfortable with sitting on his ranking position and waiting for the Inoue fight. And that's what fans are saying. It's like, first of all, you didn't want to fight Stephen Fulton to unify the division and become undisputed before Inoue got in the division. Then you lost to Marlon Tapales, even if you think you won, right? Doesn't matter if you think you won. You did, on paper, you didn't win, right? There's plenty of fighters that I think got robbed plenty of times. But you know, people tell me, they say, BT, oh, Adrian Granados beat Adrian Broner? No, he didn't. He lost. BT, you know, plenty of fighters I like got robbed, and people tell me no, they didn't get robbed, they lost. Boxing is a results-based business, right? So if Merjan would have beat Marlon Tapales, he would have fought Inoue. But Merjan didn't do what he was supposed to do. He didn't kick ass and take names like he was supposed to, and that's why he's he's outside the cool kids club, and he hasn't fought in a way. So, yeah, I just think look. At some point, Eddie Hearn has to take partial responsibility. Eddie Hearn and Vadim, who I hear Vadim, his manager, who also manages Bivol, I believe. I hear he's a great guy. I never met him, but I hear great things about him from people in boxing. Like, from the outside looking in, I know Merjan had some injuries, but it looks like they just been comfortable sitting on that ranking and not trying to really fight anybody. Now, if Merjan would have beat somebody in the top 5, let's say if Merjan would have fought Sam Goodman or Rais Salim, or not Rais Salim, because Rais Salim's a featherweight, but like, Sam Goodman, Elijah Pierce, someone in the top 5, Shabazz Massoud, I would have said, you know what, okay, Merjan has done something since he lost to Marlon Tapales. Go ahead and make the fight. But no, he fought Ricardo Espinoza, who was like the bottom of the rankings, and then before that he fought Kevin Gonzalez, who was 26-0. But like, come on, man, like, I'm not trying to put Kevin Gonzalez down, because who am I? I'm just doing a YouTube channel. But Kevin Gonzalez is not the kind of fighter where you beat him and you should be getting a mandatory spot. So yes, should Inoue fight Merjan? My answer is yes. If he's going to be staying at 122, Inoue that is, if he's going to stay at 122, then he should fight Merjan Akhmadaliev. Is it a fight that I necessarily care about? No. I don't give a damn about none of these fights at 122. You guys already know where I want to see Inoue, which is featherweight. I've been saying that for like, it feels like almost a year now, or 6 months at least. But yeah, like, Eddie Hearn is kicking and screaming because he's not getting his way, but he's played a role in this. And I wouldn't even say Eddie Hearn played a role in this just off of recent things he's done. I feel like it's been a culmination of decisions over the years of Merjan not boxing often, Merjan not fighting Stephen Fulton, Merjan not going undisputed, Merjan losing to Marlon Tapales. Like, it's not just a one-off thing. It's a culmination of things. Because in life, you are your life is a product and a sum of your decisions. So if you are at a certain place that you don't like, then you have to think to yourself, what did I do wrong? Where did I make the wrong decisions? And I think if Eddie Hearn were to do that, he would see all the years where he did the wrong things with Merjan Akhmadaliev. Now, good fighter, he can. I would definitely say Merjan is probably going to be one of the harder punches Inoue's fought in a while. He's got a good amateur background. Like, it's a fun fight, but it's not like when you talk about the fights that are out there for Inoue, like Junto Nakatani, that's a mega fight. You got the fight in America against Picasso, which is, Picasso's Mexican and he's a Kung Fu fighter, so that's a more entertaining event, even if it's not as good of a fight. Then you look at like potential Bruce Carrington fight. Again, not probably as competitive as Merjan Inoue, but a bigger event. Look at Inoue versus Angelo, a great fight, a fight that I think is one of the best fights in boxing, at least better than Merjan, because you see what Angelo did to Merjan in that sparring session, and that's on YouTube. So, that's that. But yeah, I just think like he has a lot of things going against him from a marketing standpoint, and he hasn't necessarily done things to enhance his market value, which is a real thing in boxing. But if Inoue stays at 122, he has to fight Merjan. So that's my thing. Yes, I don't really care about the fight, but I am fair. Inoue doesn't want to go to featherweight. He should fight Merjan like next. He shouldn't even fight Picasso next. I don't even care if I'm gonna go to the States and get all this great content and watch him fight live and boost my channel. Nah, if he's gonna stay at 122, he gotta fight Merjan next, and they can do the Picasso fight later on. He can come to America later on, because it's not fair to the mandatory. I'm still big on that. Like, mandatories, like if a fighter earns the right to become mandatory, whether I agree with it or not, they earn the right. Like we should honor the mandatory system. I'm tired of boxing devaluing the mandatory. So I hope that made sense. I don't care about the fight, like them two fighting like that. There's some fights I want to see more, but Inoue is not really doing anything to move up in weight. So if he's gonna stay at 122, he should fight Merjan. But Merjan really hasn't done his part either to force the fight to happen until recently when he just started talking. So I'll leave it at that. You guys can let me know what you think. I'll let you know what I think. But yeah, leave your comments down below. Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe. Like I say in every single one of these videos, you could love me or you can hate me, but I'll just get from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys. Thank you for watching another video on the untouchable True School Sports Empire. For more great boxing content just like this, make sure you guys click right over here. Keep watching my boy BT put on the best interviews out here.